like I said, it is day 4 of the Diddy trial. It is day 4 of the Diddy trial. And basically, like I said before, the prosecution drilled Cassie today, and we found out some stuff today. Like Cassie did some crazy ass shit today. So let's go ahead and just creep on. I mean, I would go straight to the Twitter documentation or whatever, but I'm not gonna be here long. I'm gonna be here about maybe a couple of hours, just a couple of hours. That's all. So let's go ahead and get into the first detail. Shout out to academics for even posting this. Yeah, let me get in this angle right here. Pause. All right, the first documentation that people will really care about says, how did you get chapters? Okay, this is they say, how did you get chapters to Sean? Cassie said, through my attorney, and I reached out to KK and asked her if he read it. She said it was not taken seriously. And then they was like, how much did you ask for the book? Cassie said 30 million. Did you sue? She said in November of 2023. And basically academics was like, Cassie admits she wanted 30 million to not release her book about Diddy, and Diddy settled after she filed the lawsuit for 20 million just in 24 hours. So basically this is about the tell-all book she was about to put out, and basically, she admitted she wanted some money, man. I mean, I would want some money too. Like, to be straight up, I would want some freaking money too. Like, if I had a tell-all book saying that I like to rub semen on your titties, I would want 30 million as well. I would want 30 million as well. So let's quit faking the funk. I know y'all probably can't see that, but I'm gonna read it to you. It says, there was a time I couldn't take the pain, Cassie said. Tried to walk out in traffic. My husband wouldn't let me. I had trauma therapy. The prosecution said, did you write? Cassie was like, a book with chapters my mom helped. And then the prosecution says, what did you want with the book? She said that Sean read it. All right, and then the prosecution was like, what pain did Sean put you through? Cassie was like, shame. To carry the things that were shameful for him. I took on a lot of responsibility for that I never should have. He brought the concept to me when I was 22, and it was expected of me. I felt terrible. So I mean, you roll with it. The prosecution said, how did you get chapters to Sean? Cassie was like, through my attorney, and I reached out to KK. I asked her if he read it. She said it was not taken seriously. How much did you ask for the book? Cassie was like, 30 million. Did you sue? November 2023. Yeah, so basically, I mean, she admitted right here that she wanted to get 30 million from him. 30 million. Like I said before. All right. The prosecution was like, where did you go after Connecticut? Cassie was like, I went to see Sean. He was in Arizona. His son, college. I told my mother I was going to LA for work. Oh, so you lied. You lied. You lied, bitch. You lied. The prosecution was like, did Sean talk about Scott's car? Cassie was like, Sean said he wanted Scott's friends to see Scott's car blown up. Wow. The prosecution was like, what happened next? Cassie was like, we met, Sean, Scott, and me. Scott said, what about my vehicle? And Sean said, what vehicle? And that was the end of the meeting. The prosecution said, put up the photo. What is this? Cassie was like, me and Sean in Kingston, Jamaica for Sound Clash. Okay, so basically, academics talking about why Diddy talked to Kid Cudi like that. Yeah, he was so he didn't really allege that he actually blowed up the car. He didn't allege that he actually blew up the car, but he was like, what? He talked to him like Depot. He like, what car? Like, what car you talking about? So, I mean, it's possible they blew it up, bro. It's possible. He didn't allege to it. Okay. Next page. Man, I wish I could zoom in on that. Let's see if I can zoom in. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see if that worked. That worked a little bit. It says okay, now this is when Diddy's lawyers press Cassie. They basically was like, did you talk to Mr. Combs about the swingers lifestyle? Cassie was like, that no one talks about. Okay, were you keeping freak offs secret from your friends? She says yes. His assistants help him with everything. Oh my God. All right, then it was like Diddy lawyer was like, would you remember if an assistant came in during one of your sessions with an escort? And Cassie was like, not necessarily. I was high. And Estavo said, so you don't remember much? Cassie was like, I had my privacy invaded a lot during that relationship. Diddy lawyers were like, this is from July 12th. You say to Combs, I'm horny and bored. This is when they releasing the text messages. This was after a freak off, right? Cassie was like, there are a lot of texts here. Said, so hold on. Okay. So it basically was like, fair to say his career was ruined after your lawsuit. Cassie was like, I could understand that. I mean, yeah, I could understand that. Let's read these messages from Diddy wrote. When are you on your period? Ventura was like, no now. What you be thinking about when you horny? Diddy lawyer says, Miss Ventura, if you don't want to read these answers, I can read them. And Cassie was like, thank you. Diddy lawyer was like, the beep has a lots of O's after them, right? Cassie was like, yes. Diddy lawyer, after a freak off, you'll make love with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. Okay. Diddy lawyer, your period, Mr. Combs is asking you when you're on it, right? Cassie was like, yes. He's asking in context of when to meet up and have sex. Cassie's like, looks like it. Then they said, sometimes you watched him with a female 2 or 3 times. Golly! God, come on now. Golly! Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, man. It's getting juicy, bro. It's getting juicy. Pause. Diddy lawyer says, you wrote, I see that Carrie is better fitting for you. I'm hurt that you think I'm malicious. You're very important to me, ex Cassie. Cassie laughs. The Diddy lawyer says, what were you trying to convey? Cassie was like, it's like journal entry. Okay, all right. Diddy lawyer says, you discussed Carrie Morgan. Did you think Mr. Combs was attracted to her? Cassie was like, there was a point in the very beginning. Okay. Diddy lawyer was like, did the complications carry you on in the relationship? And she said, no, not really. Carrie was just always with us. Okay. Okay, all right, okay. I like to start asking about the freak offs. Sometimes you wore a wig and a mask. Ventura, Cassie was like, yes. Then they asked her, the general public did not know. And prosecution was like, objection, blah, 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 blah. They asked her, you were dating Mr. Leslie. How much older than you was he? She said 10 years. Then you traveled to Miami to Mr. Combs. The flyer of the event was just a cover to spend time with Mr. Combs, right? She said that is true. They asked her, you had a tattoo of Mr. Leslie's initial on your body, right? She says, yes. How many tattoos did you have then? They were like, objection, blah, 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 blah. Diddy lawyer like, Mr. Combs taught you how to do oral sex. Oh my God. Oh, oral sex. She was like, yeah, he taught me. Yeah, he taught me. Yeah. They asked her, look at this. Tell me when you're ready. Can you read it? Cassie was like, you can read it. It's making me laugh. It's from 2007. They asked her, you wrote, I feel protected. You are sweet. They asked her, who was at your 21st birthday party in Las Vegas? Cassie was like, Britney Spears, Dallas Austin. They asked her, how did you get them there? They came for P. Diddy. How very beautiful and charming. Cassie was like, thank you. It's true. They asked her, who is Tommy Malolo? Cassie was like, a well-known producer. They asked her, you were an up-and-coming star? Cassie was like, I guess you could say that. Then it was like, after you signed a Bad Boy, things got platonic still, right? She said, yes. All right. I got something.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Man, shout out to Antonio, bro. This trial getting crazy by the day. Bro, I'm telling you. I am telling you. This is crazy, bro. They asked her, you had a rough performance? Cassie was like, 106 in Park, it didn't go well for me. Asked her, how did he help you after that? Cassie was like, we did a YouTube video, he said. Everybody makes mistakes. They asked, what was wrong? I couldn't hear myself. Okay, all right. Okay, let me zoom back out a little bit. Uh-oh. All right. Now it says, they asked her, what pills was you taking then? Cassie was like, opioids. Did I say that right? Opioids. They were like, you deleted the videos on your device, right? Cassie was like, yes. Where did you write? Cassie was like, that I need to feel this in my husband. The only one who will see this side of me. Uh-oh. They asked her, were you afraid of Mr. Combs was only seeing you for sex in that way? Cassie was like, that was a concern. You're still not public in your relationship with him, correct? Were freak offs important to you? Integral to us. This girl said integral to us. That means you was enjoying them. You nasty bitch. You was enjoying them. They asked her, do you believe Mr. Combs had a good taste? Cassie was like, I think he does. Diddy lawyers like, he had an impact on fashion. Cassie was like, people like his style. Sean John. Then they asked her, did you consult with him on your look? Cassie was like, sometimes I got advice they didn't ask. They asked her, he still ran companies even while having sex on the freak offs, right? Dang, hold on. He said he still ran his companies even while having all these freak offs, right? Cassie's like, he did. Of course. He's Diddy. He's Diddy, bro. Of course. They asked her, what was addicted to you? Success, she said. They asked her, what substances? Opioids? Cassie was like, yes, he told me. I saw it. Okay. All right. Then the prosecution was like, I would ask the witness to be allowed to read the entire document. How many pages? Okay, 8. We don't have a copy of the witness. Diddy lawyers will show it to the screen. Blah 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 blah. He said, okay. They asked her. You said Mr. Combs often put you down, but he also sent encouragement. You called you a queen, right? Cassie was like, yes. Then they asked her, if he suspected you cheating, he called you instantly, right? Cassie was like, that was one of the reasons. Because he thought. Objection. Okay, all right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, bro. And that was the end of it, bro. That was the end of it. All right, let's see what this bald head motherfucker had to say.
A smashing day for the defense. I think that they're doing a great job on the cross-examination of Cassie, getting her to admit things without getting too aggressive, really doing a nice job, as well as confirm that it was a female attorney that was doing the cross-examination. She gave her the light hand of, hey, you're a very beautiful woman, you are a star in your own right, really complimenting her to make her feel comfortable before they start to get her to admit to a lot of things that are actually helping the defense greatly. That they were swingers, that there were certain times that she enjoyed things, that there were certain times that she did certain things, that all these different things that she's admitting to because she feels more comfortable. And the way that the cross-examination is going is really, really helping the defense, and it's the smartest way to do it. Really, this is not someone who you want to get aggressive with right off the bat, which I think they probably will end up getting a little bit aggressive with her on some of the questions, but a lot of the questions are very soft-handed because you know she's going to admit to a lot of these things, so there's no reason to have her fight it. So they opened with a lot of soft questions like, you know, you're a star and you were a real important person, and build her up, and then get her to admit that they were swingers, that she watched him have.
Yeah, basically that was it. Basically that's what was going on in them transcripts. What I basically read to you was them having her admit that she was into that lifestyle and she was hooked to him on drugs, and it made her feel a certain type of way, basically.
Sex with women, that she watched him do certain things. So it starts to undermine and undercut what the government is trying to do here. And it really puts an exclamation mark on where is the line here, where she didn't enjoy things, where she did enjoy things, where he would have known that what he was doing was against her will, the drugs that were being taken, the red carpets that she was on, the sex that she was arranging for herself. Really nice job so far. And I think that, like I said before, this is setting the tone for how the defense is going to keep going in this case.
Yeah. So shout out to the attorneys, Diddy prosecution. Yeah, so basically it's kind of a slight W. It's kind of a slight W for Diddy today. Kinda. But I forgot what's his name of the next girl gonna be on trial though. They got another person they're gonna bring up and they're gonna cross-examine her. And I don't know if they're gonna actually put Diddy up there. They might put Diddy up there. I don't know. But we will see in day 5 of the trial.